Romance Book Monsters. I am Kitty Boom, and this is my co-host Lollipop. How's it going today?
It's going good. I'm happy about these longer days.
Right? Isn't that getting dark so quick?
Yes. Because, before it was like 4 o'clock. It looked like it was like 8 o'clock. And you're like, man, the day is done already. But now, sun's still out. What they say, sun's out, guns out.
You pumping iron or something?
I be trying a little push up here and there, a little push up here and there. But that's about
Oh, I mean, guns definitely go with our book for today.
for sure does.
So today we are going to be reviewing The Irishman by VV. We touched on this book in a previous video that we did on mafia romance novels, but we decided that it was just like so much more to talk about for this book that we would just do something like strictly for this book.
For sure. As I mentioned in the previous video, I love this book.
I
This book is
know.
not for the faint of heart at all, because neither one of these people are what we would call good people. I mean, they're good people, but they're not good people.
And she's like such a surprise with it. Like, I don't even think the book even like really like explain like exactly what her organization is.
Yeah, there's definitely more that could be talked about. And I do feel that there is more in the following book, because there is another book with the main couple, but it's just no longer available right now. So hopefully at some point it becomes back available on Kindle.
Right. Yeah, because even this one was released like I believe like a year or two ago on Kindle from
Hmm.
paperback. But they are available in paperback still.
Right.
But
I
who
know,
gets
but
to
I'm
well, I mean, once I did the digital switch, it's just like so hard to actually read a paperback book now.
I can barely read a magazine. I'm not even gonna lie.
Right? It's just like so strange. But for years and years and years, we were all in the paperbacks, flipping back and forth. And now it's like, where's my button?
Right? Well, and that's the thing too. It's so much easier to just swipe right.
Yes, yes, it is.
And your other hand could be holding a drink. It could be laying and have the remote in your other hand. I don't know what
Under
you're
your
doing.
cheek,
It's
like
so much easier to read
yeah.
while working out. You have all your elliptical or your treadmill, because all you're doing is swipe.
Hmm.
Unlike with a paperback, it's just not.
It was like all hands on deck.
Mhm. Can you imagine on the treadmill trying to jog and hold the book flat at the same time? It was
Impossible.
not a good look at all.
But with the Irishman, like overall, I really like feel like it was a book that was like ahead of its time.
Listen.
It's like super modern, like even like for today, and for it to be a book that was written like technically like so long ago that it's not even like completely digitized yet is like really like good. I mean, some books are timeless, but I mean, this one is really like I feel like ahead of its time. It seemed like something that was written like last year or this year versus now.
Right.
Which
I would agree too. And I loved um, the strong woman organization that can just get stuff done. Like, she had her own people to call. She didn't need for his people to come and do nothing. Matter of fact, her people were more timely than his.
Right, clean up. We need the mafia crime boss style cleanup. I got a crew.
Exactly. Exactly. Because what they say, behind any man is a woman.
Right,
So they were always working in the shadows. They just weren't as upfront as these mafia bosses and stuff.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, what was she was like, my grandma told me just don't be all up front with our existence, but just know like we're like the power like behind the scene type stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay.
Right. I almost wish too that the story went more into the triflingness of the family. Like they
Yeah.
gloss over it, but they don't really talk about why she has nothing to do with her family outside of them wanting to steal her life insurance policy or whatever from her
Well, I mean,
children.
I actually thought they explained it all. It was like the family would have taken her in, but her parents set it up that they couldn't get the money right away, so they thought there was no money, so therefore they didn't want to take care of her.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So they actually was not good, because if
Right,
your niece don't got nobody, why wouldn't you take her in? Why do you need to
right,
be paid? The government would have gave you money anyway.
right. Oh yeah, it was very, very trifling.
Right. I was
But I
just
mean, we
curious
see
because
that in other books, and we see that in real life when children end up in foster care and they don't end up with their families.
and how did her parents end up laundering money? Like, I want to
Yeah,
know.
yeah, we definitely need it. I'm like, where is Vivi? I don't even think she's like a current like writer. Like, I actually would have to like look that up to see
It's a
like,
pseudonym, so you'd have to find the real name.
yeah,
It's like this particular line of books has that name. I think some of her other topic areas might have a different pseudonym, so I'm not sure.
okay,
And
that
I
is
say he, she, it could be a he, we don't know.
it
Because,
could
with
be.
authors these
It
days.
could be two people. It could be
Yeah,
a
it could be.
V and a V.
It's true, because it's V V
V.
E E.
Uh-huh. That would be interesting. With the Irishman, there were so many scenes you're just like, did that just happen? Like when she's gone too long to go and meet her boss at her house to like swap the report. And he goes and one of his men is guarding her outside of the house and he just shoots his own guard. And he was like, I'm sad to see him go. But he was not doing his job properly. And you're just like, did he just shoot his own guard?
Well, he was supposed to be inside.
Man, is that a tough employee review?
Exactly. He was like, pop, and kept it moving.
Sometimes you get
And then went
fired.
in there and popped her boss.
Yes, I did not think he was actually going to shoot the boss.
Well, once he shot his own guard, I knew he was going to kill the boss. Like, if you shoot your own people in the head, you're going to shoot people who you don't like
Yeah.
in the head.
And she was just, you're crazy. It just like brushed it off. So that lets you know she was just as nuts too.
And she called her cleaners to clean it up.
Right. Like, come clean my house up. This is just as crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or your favorite scene in the book in the bar. Like, definitely. Who would expect that?
Listen, this book is steamy.
It is definitely steamy. You go to your boo's job to say hi in his like establishment, and the next thing you know, he has all his employees turn around, and you guys are getting busy on the table.
Right. He handled his business too, and she was loud in the
Nobody's trying to quiet.
in the middle of the day because she was supposed to leave for lunch. She was at lunch.
But she knew what she was going there for. She was like, technically, I went there to end it, but
Or when he made her move in. Well, he convinced her to basically he moved her in. Like, he just didn't even tell her.
and her friend. He's like, I already have your best friend in the house.
She already here with her own guard. And then she started messing with the guards.
Right.
Oh my God, I love this book. This book had me on pins and needles because I was trying to figure out who was crazier.
Right?
And not crazy in a cuckoo way, but like just cold-blooded. And then, they tease you at the end with all of, when everybody came over for the barbecue. Well, not the end, but it was like they tease you and everybody come over to barbecue like, ooh, this person might get a book. That person might get a book. This brother's looking at that friend. This other brother's looking at the other friend. This brother knocked up that friend when they were in high school. Like,
I am very intrigued about the woman in her organization who's a minister. I'm like, how
But
does
no, but
that
didn't
work?
she say? She praised for herself afterwards. She praised for herself afterwards. And she praised for the body or something like that. It was like she says a prayer after she done killed the person or something.
Very, very Boondock Saints. Have you ever seen that?
I've not. I've heard of it though.
It's been a very, very long time ago, but they're like mercenaries, but they have this whole like beautiful like prayer ritual, these brothers, before they do the killing. And it's like, wow.
Listen, I love this book. I don't know how else to describe it. It's so different that
Yeah,
it was shockingly different. And don't even ask me how I came across this book. I just saw, you know what it was? It was the big old ginger on the cover. And I was like, let me read this. That's really what it
right?
was. This gorgeous ginger on the front. And I'm like, I didn't read enough gingers in my life. So that's how I ended up reading it. And then I was like, oh, let me tell my girl about this book.
And then what's like so interesting, like you would think with the ease that they have within killing like anybody in the book, it would be considered like our dark mafia romance
Mhm.
book, but it's not dark. It's like somehow she managed to make it like they're like ruthless and cold, but they're lighthearted at the same
Well,
time.
I think part of it is too is that yes, they do kill, but it's not just killing left, right, and center. It was like the girls were attacked. There were some people killed in that.
Right.
There were some people killed, trying to sort out the whole situation. But it wasn't like he wasn't constantly being attacked and shot at, so he wasn't constantly out killing, or she wasn't constantly out killing. It was just killing at the right time, killing to move
Right.
the story along, but not killing just to kill. Maybe that's what I should say.
What about the scene of when he was gonna kill his head guard for knocking up his sister?
Yeah, she was smart with that one. She basically announced it like they knew they were together so that he couldn't
And
kill her.
his brothers are like, when are we gonna kill the traitor?
So true, but she announced it good, made it look like he already approved, so he couldn't
Right.
kill him. She was smart. They were smart to come to her first.
Well, no,
Well, but she did the like announcement. Like they did speak to her.
that's
Not
because she saw them first.
yes, that is correct.
Yeah, I think he had like walked off to go somewhere, and it was just like, I guess, book coincidence
Hmm.
that she was there when they walked in the door and she saw the
Basically.
rings. He's
Basically.
like, I sent him to go get my little sister to bring her back home so we could help her. And this fool bring her back with a ring and rubbing her belly. This is a problem.
They were ready to kill him. But
Slowly.
listen, his uncle and his trifling cousin. Woo, child. There was more to dive in on that one. Because I'm like, they doing this the sex slavery, they doing human trafficking, they got a black woman fetish. Like it was just like everything all in one. It was a mess.
Just whatever could be done.
Hmm. And then the fact that the cousin was so stupid. I don't know why he thought that he was going to be able to do whatever he was going to do and get away with it. Like, how you going to sneak in on somebody's woman while they showering and thought that you weren't going to get got?
It was almost comical when she shot him.
She should have shot him in the head because that would have saved a whole lot of trouble.
It would have.
I mean, he would have still had to get the daddy, but at least the son would have been out the question.
And then they had all that going on, but they were like protesting the dating of interracial couples.
Right, because they were only good for one thing.
Right.
Nuts. Absolutely nuts. But we know there's people like that. They fetishize different.
Yeah.
So we see it all the time with Asian women. We see it with Black women. We see it with Hispanic. I mean, like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But they got theirs, which was what was great.
They did. I may have to search out the actual paperback versions of the next book.
I can't wait. I know I'm not gonna read it on paperback. I'm not even gonna lie to myself.
Because I almost feel if it was going to be brought back on Kindle, like we would have seen it by now. But although, some books do a very slow roll out to digital from book form.
No, but they were in Kindle form. But then the author had pulled everything down. So I think they're slowly putting the stuff back up. I think that's what it is. Because The Irishman just came back.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we'll just have to be on the lookout for like the rest of the series.
Exactly.
Hopefully, that happens sooner rather than later.
Yeah. And I do think that this book is so steamy. I feel like anybody looking for a good steamy, slightly dark, a little bit of BDSM, just a hint, a little slap.
Yes.
A little roughness, but not roughness, if you catch my drift. This is definitely a good option for sure.
Yes, because I still can't leave that bar scene. That bar scene. You can't get much steamier than that bar scene. Like, what is happening?
You're like, wait, did they go to the back? No, they're at the table. I really was like, wait a second. They didn't go to his office? But his office is right there.
Or how about no? When she first moved her into his house, they're moving into the house, and right there in the entryway, again, guards turn around. We're about to have sex right here in the entryway of the mansion. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We can't wait to go to the bedroom. We can't wait till you go away. Just,
just turn
around.
While I enjoy myself. And boy, does he enjoy himself.
Nobody's trying to be quiet. Discreet is not a word that is known by this couple.
They are loud.
I think by now, everybody in their life knows what they sound like having sex.
Everybody seen their old face.
No, they haven't seen it. No, they just heard it.
I mean, they had to turn around at some point.
He's very big on her not being seen. He don't care if they hear or if they know.
I mean, but at some point they're gonna turn around.
But no eyes. See
her face blissful.
No eyes can touch what's his.
My favorite thing about this book too, it'd be like the most random one-liners that come out of that dude's mouth. Like the one where women like hug, get men like me killed.
What?
That was like in the first. That was when they first met. It was literally at his bar when she showed up that night. When he was contemplating whether he would go and say something to her or not. This was his mental conversation he was having with himself. Okay. And he was like, women like her get men like me killed. And then when old dude pushed up on her, he changed his mind. He's like, nope, that's mine. A hot mess.
A hot mess. He's ready to die for it. And then when they had twin babies at the end, that just like cinched the deal and made, hearts and puppies just, burst out of the reader box.
I know, especially since that bit when the twin was a surprise because she was hiding. Like, what you mean there's a second one? This don't feel like the placenta.
Because, in a romance novel, like just a baby just like completes it all for some reason.
And two babies make it better.
If
I'm not mistaken, the girl was deaf, right?
Yeah, the girl was deaf. That's a romance novel story. Yeah, it's hilarious. Like, yeah, a baby always make it better in a romance novel. You be sitting there rooting for condoms to break in the romance novel. You're like, oh, they're such a cute couple. Like, where's the baby?
Depends on the couple.
Whereas in real life,
I don't want them to have babies yet.
Whereas in real life with your friends and whatnot, be like, girl, what was you thinking?
Listen, the fact that he chose not to wear a condom from jump tells you he was trying to mentally knock her up.
Yes.
He was trying to knock her up from the first time.
And I don't even think she barely even noticed.
She didn't.
She didn't.
She was having too good of a time. But
as you can see, we definitely recommend that everybody should go out and read The Irishman. Do you have any books that you've read lately that are similar to The Irishman, or a crime book that, the couple is just like, oh my gosh, this is like mafia couple goals? If so, like, let us know down in the comments.
Right, because this is definitely a Bonnie and Clyde that they don't get killed.
Yes.
They are ride or die. Ride or die. So like, subscribe, share, ring that bell to get notifications of when we drop new videos. And stay blessed, stay warm, enjoy these better weather that we're all having right now.
Right. See you later.
Bye.